This is exactly what Mike warned us about.
Cheers, soft.
Next morning, after a good night at Coodlie Park, we went off for a bit of an adventure very close to the property. First off, we went through their campground. That is magnificent.
The actual campground has a very, very nice setup. It has a huge fireplace, it has bathrooms and kitchen facility.
They'll show us around. They've got a very nice communal kitchen.
Looks like a cross between outback camping and a seaside shack.
It does. I think I could easily spend a week here.
Plenty of shade. It's one of those really kind of private caravan parks. You could get away and get your own little corner.
While it is nice to have a bed to rest, you know, we're looking around and it does actually look like a really nice campground. We've got a nice fireplace. There's this really cool big like king chair sort of thing made out of wood. That was really neat. If I was to give camping another shot, I'd happily go through there. That'd be an amazing time. And it's only $15 a night, so why wouldn't you?
Grant, it looks like a fair setup here for camping.
Yeah, Simon, they've got these awesome little covering. You can actually pitch your swag off the ground, but you've also got like a bit of an awning. Quite unique swag huts. It's like a roof with a raised platform when you put your swag on there, so you're out of the elements, you're off the ground, and you don't have to do much. They look really, really comfortable. I've got to be honest, I was actually quite looking forward to getting into one of them.
What do you reckon, Lisa Andreas? You'll swap your honeymoon bungalow for one of these out here tonight?
We can think about it.
We had a ripper feed last night, a great sleep, and now we're up nice and early for a big day out of Coodlie Park.
Absolutely fantastic feed. It was beautiful at the end of the day. Great accommodation, nice sleep, good hot shower, ready to go.
Mike, beautiful flat country, big skies out here, and the property's about 3,000 acres. How many tonne per acre are they doing out of wheat, you reckon?
There's a big wheat belt out here in the Eyre Peninsula that produce an absolute astronomical amount of wheat.
Mike Dale was telling me that there are a stack of wild goats around, but also there was a deer farm a long time back where some reds got released.
It'll keep the hunter happy.
Keep my tummy happy if we get one.
Your tummy's never happy.
Yeah, that's true.
My tummy will be happy when you catch the first fish of your life.
Yeah, today, mate, today. Today's the day.
Once we'd completed our quick tour through the property, we made our way to the first stop for the day, which is the Talia caves.
Mike, have you got any information on how those structures get formed?
Caveman with a big pick, and then he found a pneumatic hammer, and he just built this big hole to live inside.
Oh, that's a strong man. Thank you, caveman.
That's the sort of man you're looking for.
Thank you, everyone.
Pretty please. That'd be great. But I mean, yeah, gotta have the brains. Ooga booga.
Ooga booga.
Me strong.
Soon we came to the ocean and there was this amazing looking cave which had collapsed in, so you could climb down and have a look how it looks in the cave.
We made our way to the car park and then quite a straightforward walk down to the caves.
We got down and God, the rock formations were great. Not what I expected at all. Quite deep and a bit steep, so I hung around the mouth of the cave, but you know, Simon being Simon, went down through and took Grant along. It was interesting seeing them traverse it.
You definitely need to be fit, agile and up for a challenge to get up here in the back of the cave. I don't recommend it for everybody, but if you can get back here, the photos and video are absolutely mint.
Words can't describe it. It's just something I highly recommend anybody who's in this area goes and takes a look at.
Every section of this just pops up another surprise.
Absolutely breathtaking. Again, you're looking out of the Australian Bight, really beautiful spot.
Next stop for the morning was the tub. Now the tub is a collapsed cave which is slightly inland.
Basically it was a big hole in the ground with another 2 caves, I think, let's say, behind it.
Just traverse the tops of the cliff tops. Yeah, really beautiful spot.
Quite deep, you know, you're just taking a look around and it's a little steep and slippery as well. But Dale's actually made a little secret entrance into it with a tree.
You take us down into it. I sort of surpassed that. I wanted to cast a few lures about.
We looked at it and then I decided, nice to look, nice to make a photo, but not the right place for me to climb down. 2 of the guys, Simon and Grant, they went in. Basically go down to that place, then you can climb into a second cave where you can see the ocean from there.
There's a very narrow opening. The tide depending, you can get right around to the ocean edge. High tide you wouldn't be able to get very far, but we were very fortunate. The sea was very calm, the tide was very low, and we managed to get all the way down the bottom, round to the next cave.
Absolutely mind-blowing what is offered there. You can really spend a whole day just for these attractions.
Looking around and then out of nowhere we see Jeff casting a line, trying to one-up Grant. Don't think he managed, but you know, A for effort.
We could actually see into the 3rd cave, but it's a very narrow opening that you've got to crawl through, and none of us were brave enough. We had a very busy schedule for the day, so we headed back for the top.
So after a bit of sightseeing, we headed over to Lake Newland Conservation Park, where we're excited to do a little dune driving, because while it's great to see these amazing views, got to get in a bit of 4 driving.
The terrain changes quite quickly. So from these magnificent cliff tops on Coodlie Park and Talia Cave and the tub, it just gives way then to this white beach. But behind that is quite significant dunes.
Mike actually had a great idea to boot the fellas out and give the ladies a drive.
The gauntlet was thrown down, we swapped positions. Shumin hopped into mine, Sarah was in the Cooper car, all doing a great job. What could possibly go wrong? I brought 2 spare CV joints.
Mark, your GoPro's got both of you in it?
Correct, Shumin only takes up 1/8 of the screen, I take over the rest.
We're really looking forward to that, finally get some good 4 driving in.
Let's go, girls.
Completely different environment. Low scrubs, very grown over sand, which we hadn't seen before. It's coming from Queensland.
The tracks were fairly firm, beautiful dunes on either side, lots of vegetation.
We were looking at them the day before, driving in, they were on our left. And I was just looking saying, yeah, there's so much sand dune over there, it's incredible. South Australia has that, especially along this side of the coast on the Eyre Peninsula.
Mike, how's Shumin doing back there?
Help! 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 She said she's got no license at all.
No license.
Jeff, how's Sarah going?
Very good. Doing awesome so far. He did 2 big dunes the other day successfully.
Sarah's very capable 4-wheel driving. She's learning and listening to instruction, which is very good.
This is just too easy.
I reckon we find something a little bit harder for the ladies to have a play on.
Bring it on.
1 or 2 tricky sections, a few climbs a bit softer, but nothing too difficult.
Hold on, Mike.
Shumin, slow down!
So Dale, how far are we from the beach?
The beach is about right there, so not far at all.
All right, we'll go out there and have a quick look.
Dale, I must warn you, last trip I was on with Simon, he goes, oh, I think the 3 of you should just pop over that sand dune there. 6 hours later.
Oh yeah, have a look at that. Welcome to the South Australia beach. That is beautiful.
Oh wow, this looks like not a bad spot for lunch, Simon. That is just unbelievable. Oh man.
All right, I'm just turning around, I'll be on my way back.
Cheers, soft.
This is exactly what Mike warned us about.
They're gonna get.
They're gonna need help.
They're gonna get bogged.
At least it is on straight.
They're bogged.
Simon getting a bit bored and he was itching to get onto the beach on the one side of the dune.
No problems whatsoever till we hit the beach, which Simon said was firm. And we're going, it's not firm.
Straight away I thought, no, let's turn around and get back out of here. But it was almost too late.
My corpsman did get stuck.
Within 100 metres, Simon had done a U-turn. I was behind him. Being in a manual, you change gear in soft sand and you come to a dead stop. It's like hitting a brick wall.
Just back in the dunes now, turning around. We'll go back in and give them a hand.
Put your foot on the accelerator. Oh.
It's all the way to the end.
No, we're digging. Stop. We're not going to make it.
Piranha gets bogged, my corpsman gets bogged, Trek gets bogged, and I'm just looking around going, great, if all of these experienced people are getting bogged, what am I in for?
Thing 7, we have Simon with us and he knows what to do.
Lisa dropped her tyre pressures and drove nice and gently. She backed up.
Luckily enough, the sand where I was a little bit firmer, which allowed me to turn around, get full speed, did a big loop, got enough traction.
What that was going to allow her to do was basically not have to go through all the ruts that we'd created in the sand. Held the power, held it flat.
She was out of there first go. As soon as she was out, low range second. It's really getting interesting with the tide coming in. David, good to go?
Yeah, go for a grand.
Wish me luck. There you go, baby. Now I'm trying to find a spot to turn you and dodge these waves. I wasn't going to get stuck on that incline. Very soft, loud pedal to the floor, and she sailed straight out. There you go. Nothing wrong with a bit of loud pedal and front and rear ARB lockers, man. Thank you anyway. Parked on the other side and then went back and sat on top of the dunes and watched all the drama unfold below me. Thank goodness I was off the beach.
Put in reverse, put in reverse. Put on the brake, put in neutral.
Foot on the gas, foot on the gas, foot on the gas. Alright, that's it. Only problem is you're going to get stuck there. Keep the foot on the gas.
Backed up, a little bit too much on lock, broke a front CV.
So now stuck on the beach, soft sand, nice big incline, two-wheel drive.
Not being aware of he was only in two-wheel drive, went to accelerate forward and of course buried the back end of the car.
My tyres are not really suited to beach because they're going to dig. I've got a mud tyre on, so typically when I get on the beach I've got plenty of power, but it's just going to dig itself down. So we'd made a decision that we were going to anchor off Simon.
You love the beach, don't I?
I love the beach. So Simon used tread wheel chocks, basically just to stop his car from being pulled onto me, and then I'd winch off him.
With Simon winching him, he was just putting the Iveco back. So I went back, got the Hilux tie up against the dune, and then we attached both winch cables to Mike.
So we put the tread boards under each wheel, get me a metre at a time, and it was just a matter of repositioning those boards.
It took us 2 to 3 hours to winch him out. That was amazing. If we wouldn't have been set up that good, we wouldn't have got him out.
Next up was Sarah.
We can do it, ladies. Woohoo!
Okay, so take off gently and veer down to your left there. So we don't want too much wheel spin to start with.
Jeff lowered their tyre pressures right down to probably 13 psi. She's got a fairly heavy right foot.
Jeff was hanging onto the seat and praying to his fishing gods because none of that works.
I get up in one, no dramas. I'll happily go again.
That's how Cooper does it.
Hey Mick, I think you need Sarah to drive your car for the rest of the trip.
That was so much fun.
Awesome job.
Thank you.
It's funny, you know, we thought, oh, we're all done, we're finished, and then we hear the boys in the camera car had bogged it once again. So Simon had to get the shovel out, some tread boards, and go down there and do a bit of physical labour, which he's never afraid of.
Camera crew said they already dug it out. It is bogged to the chassis. Diffs are under sand. A bit more work to go.
Finally got them out. One day they'll learn not to get vehicles stuck.
Not quite a Sunday picnic. So guys, don't come out here on the beach if you're not prepared, because I can tell you now, the locals charge around $800 per recovery and you will get stuck.
End of the day, we took a drive over their property, coming to a very steep cliff.
Looking across at that sunset, I'm getting quite excited about this view we're going to have. It's going to be glorious. Wow.
How beautiful does that look?
That is something else.
Out of all the lookouts that we've been to, this is easily the best one. Just such easy access. Everything's just right there.
Amazing view. You cannot describe the beauty of the area.
There's no access down to the beach through stairs, but for the bit more agile, you can clamber down the cliffs, not too far, but once you get down there, you can walk either way, right along the ocean, along the rocks. They're truly magnificent.
So while Grant's down there fishing, we're taking in the view and the sun is just setting in this amazing spot. It was a really great view, just the way the colours of the sky changed.
Then walking up to the hill, look from there, it was absolutely outstanding. We made a few photos.
Big thing for me, I've always wanted to sit there and just see the sun setting on the Indian Ocean side. Just one of those places you could sit there and just take it all in all day.
It's been a killer trip, topped off perfectly by an amazing sunset. And it's another journey filled with incredible moments worth reflecting on.
I've been on many trips with your 4x4 and the Four-Wheel Drive TV team have just put together an absolutely epic trip.
South Australia is very hard to resist. Years we've been trying to get down here, COVID, everything has kind of stopped us. But as South Australia always does, it lays it on for you.
Four-wheel drive in South Australia is absolutely epic. You've got everything.
You've got the beaches, you've got the coastline, you've got bush, and what more could you want?
We've been blessed with these glorious days, blue skies.
Weather's been amazing, people, the hospitality, and more than anything, just the scenery. You can get out, get your trailer, bring your families along. There's just so many places to stay.
I haven't been in this area of Australia before. I loved it.
Everywhere you go, there's somewhere to stop, see, look at, enjoy and appreciate. Definitely coming back to this area.
South Australia, I think it'd have to be one of the prettiest states. Great experience and I cannot wait to do it again.
But the Eyre Peninsula doesn't end there. Further north, the region morphs into an ancient landscape of rocky giants, salt lakes and rugged mountains. It's the infamous Gawler Ranges, featuring outstanding landscapes, history and wildlife. We're saving this for another grand adventure. And speaking of which, next week we kick off on the sunny coast with some of the best beaches, attractions and off-roading that southeast Queensland has to offer.
You're only a few hours north of Brisbane. You're in something you'd see on a tropical postcard.
The beaches were endless. The white sand was beautiful.
We decided we'd get across to the sandbar.
We ended up with water right over the screen. And then disaster strikes. Simon's Iveco goes into limp mode. So we didn't know if we were going to make it back to camp.
Beaches, bush, bog holes.
Queensland has so many amazing tracks and places to visit.
The kids absolutely loved it.
You've got to get out here.
So join us next week for something different and the start of another epic Your 4x4 adventure.
We got a nice fireplace. There was this really cool big like king chair sort of thing made out of wood. That was really neat. Really cool big like king chair sort of thing, king chair sort of thing, king chair sort of thing.
Let's go, girls. Ooga booga.
Ooga booga.
We lift you.
king chair sort of thing made out of wood.